This is your first visit, right, to Chicago?
People are lovely, so far what I've seen is lovely. Yeah. I like coming to places and getting to know the people. I'm one of those people that like stops in the street and randomly talks to people. So yeah, I've got something.
I don't know if you should do that. No, that's a good thing, you know. You were born in Highton, is that correct?
Yeah, I was, yeah.
You were born,
Not many people know that.
Yeah, well, I'm talking like I live around the corner. You were born in Highton, and then you moved from Highton to Woolton Village.
I did, yeah.
And then you moved to Anfield.
I did.
You all did not know I knew this much about Anfield. But as a teen, you had a few issues in reference to, you know what, and I want to talk about this only because it's very important, because we have a bunch of young people here. You know, we usually have young people come out to the experience, the artist development class. Because this is something that happens, you know, that's a real issue of concern in America, where young people are bullied a lot, and you were bullied as a young person, you know, in school. Tell us a little bit about that.
With me, I mean, I had curly hair, and I lived in a predominantly white area, and everyone was, don't get me wrong, I mean, the mothers were lovely, but you know, often I find people just don't understand you at times. And not just that, we didn't have much money when we were kids, and the area that I lived in, I don't know what it's like here, but in the UK, so you'll have really wealthy families, but then like down the road it will be like a council estate, I don't know what that would be called here in America.
Yeah, maybe like a project.
Yeah. A project. I into the project. So yeah, so we didn't have much, but at the same time I had to mingle in with everybody else, so that was hard. Yeah.
Okay, now you also went to, for a short period of time, a couple of years, you went to Starlight.
I did, yeah.
Starlight, it's like an art school.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about going to like a performing arts school.
Yeah, it was a performing arts school. I just always wanted to sing. I was really smart in school, and I got really good grades, but I just knew I was meant to sing, and no matter what, I'd sit in class, but like this, I just knew it wasn't what I was meant to. It's funny because now when I look back, I think you should have stuck at school, you should have gone through your full education, but at the time I was just like, no, I just want to sing. So in the end, my school actually sent me to performing arts school because they knew that's what I wanted to do. And I studied a national diploma there in performing arts.
Now, I understand when you were very young, you would write, I don't know, I guess poems or something, or songs, or what? They were more like poems.
I started off rhyming, so you know in the schoolyard when you're making rhymes up, I'd just start rhyming, and people picked up on it in school because I'd just write poetry, but my poetry was advanced for the age. And then as I got to my teens, I started to put it into lyrics, and yeah, and that's when I really started writing.
So when you changed your poetry and started making it more like lyrics for a song, do you remember like the first one that kind of sticks with you, you know, that you wrote?
Some rhymes come to me sometimes, and I think, gosh, I wrote that when I was like 13. I'm trying to think. Not great. Now when I look back, they're not great, but at the time, for the age, they
were there like students you were in school with who, I mean, you know, like, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Fame, you know, and it was about a performing arts school, and you got all these kids, you know, somebody might write lyrics, somebody might play, you know, they might write the music portion of the song, and, you know, and they'd be dancing in the cafeteria and all that stuff. Did you, I mean, I've never been to a performing arts school. Did you guys,
It was,
did you all like kind of?
it was very, it was hard for me in the performing arts school because it was very catty. It's very competitive. Everyone there wants to be a star, and I was really, really shy. So that was hard for me. And you do, I don't know, I feel like from school to performing arts school, I've always had to fight. I've always had to, everything that I've ever had to do, I've always felt like I've had to fight to get it. And I always felt really misunderstood as well. And when I was in performing arts school, because I was so shy, people would take it as a weakness, and that made it hard for me with such strong personalities.
But you're not quite as shy as people say.
No, you know what, it's funny because this is what's so hard, because people get me so wrong, because what people don't realise about me is I've come from absolutely nothing. Like, there's things in my life that I've been through and that I've suffered that I don't always talk about, that it either makes you or breaks you, and it hasn't broken me. And everything that I've got, I've fought for. And even when I was on X Factor, I was shy. But backstage, when they were trying to give me really bad songs, I was like, no, I'm not going on that stage and singing a bad song. And I think there's a difference between being, how can I put it? I'm a good person, but I'm assertive and I know what I want. And every time I make decisions now, I feel like I'm a businesswoman now in what I do. And every time I make decisions, I think of my mum, who's like never had anything. And I think of my kids. And so when I walk into meetings, I'm naturally timid, but my kids make me strong. And they make me go, no, this is how it is.
So, did you, as you were, you know, when you were young, you know, in grammar school and performing arts school, was your family, because you have 4 brothers and sisters?
I do, yeah, I've got, oh gosh, yeah, that's right. I have to count because I've got stepbrothers as well. So I'm like that with my fingers. But yeah, I've got 3 lovely brothers and 2 lovely sisters.
Okay. So, did your family encourage you as you were young to sing? Or?
I was, you know what, it was always, Becky, be quiet. I was always like, whoa, around the house singing away. And I always remember people didn't, I think it wasn't until I got older that, like, my brothers, one of my brothers in particular, Sam, he was like, you off, literally. And when I was having a down day and I'd been to an audition and it hadn't worked out, he'd be like, come on, Becky, don't give up. But up until that point, it was like, oh, Becky, shut up, turn the music down. Yeah.
Yeah, I think when I was singing when I was young and I was told, it might have been for real. And, you know, this is something that I know people know about in reference to you, and it's something that here in the States and in Chicago is something that happens a lot. When you were in school, when you were 17, you had your first child.
I did.
And it kind of stopped you, like, in your tracks. Tell us a little bit about that.
It did. I fell in love when I was 17. He was my first boyfriend. And yeah, I got pregnant with my daughter in May. And at that time, I was like squeaky clean Rebecca. So it was like, I'm having a baby, no! And I was just about to go to London to audition for the West End, and I'd found an agent, and I was like, I'm off. And then I wasn't off, I was pregnant, and it all had to stop. And yeah, it was a hard time for me. It was really hard, and I went through so much. Like the relationship didn't work out with the kid's father. He was too young, I was too young, and yeah, I went through a lot. And in the end, it was just my faith that kept me through it, really. And I had my son as well. I had my son, and I stayed in that relationship that wasn't a perfect relationship. Down to my upbringing, you stick it out. But it wasn't a great relationship. But everything that I went through, I believe in life, everything happens for a reason. I think sometimes you go through things and you get off path, but God brings you back on the right one. I went through so much there, but yeah, I broke heaven about all that experience and all the relationship problems, and it's like something positive came out of something that could have been worse. But yeah, I also think with my children, it's such a blessing. And they taught me a lot about happiness in life, and that's what I think nothing's real but love about.
Now, I know there's something that you said. I read a bunch of English magazines and stuff. So, I mean, and this relates to what you were just talking about, and I think it's real important that, particularly some of the young people here know what you said. And what you said was, what I hated then and hate now is the way that people say to girls like me who get pregnant young that it ruins your life. Mm-hmm. Having a child doesn't ruin your life. Having a child is a blessing. Mm-hmm. It was hard, and I recognized that I was lucky to live in a country where we have good tools and place to help girls who have babies at the age that I did. Mm-hmm. But there's a stigma, and the trouble is that when people say to you, oh, your life is over now, you do start to believe them. Mm-hmm. So you dealt with that and ultimately did not give up on the dream that you had to become a singer.
Yeah, I really did, because wanting to be a pop star is one of those things. It's like, it's so one in a million, isn't it? And I've got 2 young babies, and I'm thinking, I'm going to these auditions and I keep getting rejected. And in the end, I thought, you know what, now I need to go and get something solid for my children. And that's when I went and studied law. And it was only by fluke that I got an email from X Factor, and I'd forgotten that I had even applied, saying, can you come to this audition? And I remember thinking, no, I need to just leave this now, chasing this dream, I need to just park it where it is. And then last minute I thought, you know what, you only live once, and the worst that's going to happen out of it is they're going to say no. So just go and take the chance. And I did, and I got through.
You did go to school to become